terrible a dreaded word, because it happened in the middle of the night. They yanked you out when you were in a sleep of the dead, practically, and you had to run naked to this barrack where they looked at your body, and you were too far gone. They just took your number and you were put into quarantine, and the next day you were taken to Birkenau and you were done away with. And this is what happened to my father and uncle.
Wow. Well, you've heard it. The story of a Holocaust survivor. We're going to be talking about a lot more today, but I'll tell you something. This is what I've actually heard some people express, that it's about numbers, that other groups have faced extinction, other groups have been targeted, have been killed. But there's something more sinister about the Holocaust, the way people were targeted, the way they were humiliated. It wasn't just about the deaths, it was about what led up to those deaths, the cruelty involved. And the question that remains in a lot of our minds is, could something like that happen again? Once again, our lines are open. We want to hear from you, because we're going to be exploring many aspects of this today, as well as we're going to be hearing the stories of those who went on this trip. We're going to go for a break. We'll be back after this. Don't go away. Hello again, welcome back to On the Line. I'm Christine Williams. We're talking about remembering the Holocaust today. Once again, our lines are open. We'd love to hear your comments. Now, Chief Blair, you were saying some significant things during the break that I'd like you to share with us. Now, this trip to Poland was organized through the Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies. You were one of the people that went along on this trip.
Yes, and I have to tell you what a privilege it was, and what a profound experience it is. You know, Max has just shared his story. the opportunity, the privilege of going to these sites, to go to the place where this horrific tragedy occurred with a witness, someone who was there. And as he told that story, and you stand in that place and you can see the buildings, you can see the place where all of this took place, I think it leaves a mark upon you. And I think it's important that that mark be placed upon us, that we have a knowledge of what has transpired so that we do everything in our power to make sure it never happens again. One of the things that shocked me, the murder of millions of innocent people, is shocking enough. But the effort, as you made reference earlier, to dehumanize them, but even to erase all memory of them, I was really struck. We went to a city called Lublin, a beautiful city, an old medieval town in Poland. There had been a large, vibrant Jewish community there. Not only were the people that lived there taken from their homes and murdered, but all memory of them was erased. They destroyed their documents. They destroyed their institutions. They bulldozed their houses into the ground. And so there were photographs there of what had been there before. And it was a very vibrant community. And all memory of it was destroyed. And so not only was there an effort to murder these innocent people, but to take away their history and their culture and all memory of them.
Systematically.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons I think that Max's story is so profound and so important, because that memory must never be lost. And we must always, and notwithstanding their efforts, we must not give them the victory of erasing thousands of years of culture and history and the contribution to society. It needs to be remembered. And we need witnesses like Max to tell their story. And I think it's also important for us to go to these places to see what they attempted to destroy and to not allow that memory to be erased.
Chief Blair, did this trip change you?
Yes, absolutely. I don't think any human being can stand in these places to witness and hear the story of a survivor, to see the incredible tragedy that has occurred there, and to learn about that it is possible for other human beings to treat their fellow citizens in this way. It is something that's profound. For me as a police officer as well, there was an important aspect of this. The authorities, those who are sworn to protect all citizens, actually participated in this tragedy. And I think there's a great lesson in there that all of us who are dedicated to protecting our communities always remember that the law is an instrument for the public good. The law is the instrument to protect the innocent and not to destroy them. And what happened there, I think should change my profession and our approach to it.
Now, right up the ranks to becoming chief, you've seen some ugly things.
Yes,
when
I think
it comes
that's the nature
what
of our
could
work.
exist
There is an element of inhumanity.
But this seems to trump it, and I'd like to know what your feedback is on that. Does it?
You know, individuals can occasionally do evil things, but when a society is evil, when a society chooses to do the unspeakable, to destroy a large section of the innocent, and I have to tell you what is, for me, was most moving. The evidence of the murder of children. You know, there is no more innocent person, and we have no greater responsibility than the protection of those innocents. It is something that most of us dedicate ourselves to.
Yes.
To see that a society could take innocent children and to see their clothing, to see photographs of them being selected out and going to those gas chambers and going to those ovens, it is a profound memory, and one that I don't think should ever leave the public consciousness.
Wow. We've got Tarek Fatah on the phone line now. Tarek, are you there? Can you hear us?
Oh, hi. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you, Tarek?
I was listening to Chief Bill. It's just so moving.
Yes. Tarek, first of all, I'd like to tell our audience that you are the founder of the Muslim Canadian Congress, and you also went on that trip that was organized by the Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies. And I'd like to hear your feedback based on what you just heard on that note. Go ahead, Tarek.
For me, what struck me is when I saw human hair being harvested to make clothing out of it. That has not left me. I've had even if you can call that nightmares or dreams, I can't get it out of my head. And